Ready, not ready.
Going. Yep, overall. What is this come from? Just what it is. So, how we doing tonight?
Good, how you doing, bud?
Good. You got 4 of those sheets there. Not
need
this one,
4?
though, apparently. Yeah, we'll have 4 rounds tonight.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
or if you want to grab them one at a time, that's fine too. I tend to spill a lot, so I would probably go one at a time.
So I should take like half the stack
Exactly right. Well, if you were me, you'd have to.
and
Yeah.
a pen.
Yep, grab a pen there.
Thank you, sir.
Gotcha. Good evening, everyone. Welcome down to Cranky Sam. We're going to get started with trivia here in just a couple minutes. If you'd like to join us, come on up and grab some sheets and a pen. Again, we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm the tall, bald guy with the microphone. Can't miss me.
What? The person with the pens and stuff? Oh, it's right here. Good Lord.
Oh, hi. I couldn't tell if you were joking or just
No, I'm
stones.
just completely, I'm very stiff.
Okay, good. That's fair then. Let's try not to judge, but also like
How many of these?
4. 4 slips for 4 rounds.
You know, Reed.
Oh, baby, I know. This combo for 3rd place.
That's our ass.
It's a frog drag too, Mr. Rogers. I think it's gonna everything.
Good, like topical mix, you know?
Yeah. There was a praying angel too, and I was like, it feels more frog.
Hey, no, it's different.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? This 10, I think, exploded. Haven't you?
Oh my God, throw it away. Yeah, there's come in there. Yeah, don't put it back. You probably don't refill the ice cube tray either, do you? You son of a bitch. Good, how you doing? Biggest awesome dirt place combo I got. It's a frog praying. I know, isn't it great? I had an angel praying as well, and I was like, no, it's gotta be a frog, Mr. Rogers.
First place.
$30 gift card. That's the best team day. That's what it's. See, Grandma from Michael, 1970. It's Grandma Hendrickson. She did now. It's like 30 years ago. Grandma. I am in general that I was working out the yard today and did not shower. So I will be avoiding those. Oh. No, it was fine. It's just when I have pulling up, I'm standing up, their heads go straight in my armpit. That's when I have to be like, what's the nuts? All righty, friends and lovers, this is your last call to come grab some slips. We'll be starting trivia in 1 minute. I don't know. I just heard a glass break going. Oh, I'll do a hidden one. Actually, yeah, it's not my favorite taste, but it does fuck me up good. Alrighty, folks, if it's your first time down or it's been a while, go ahead and check out those screens here. Here's the basics for tonight. We'll have 4 rounds of 10 questions each. Each question is worth 1 point. But unless you got one of the miscut answer sheets, there should be a star in the top right of your answer sheet. You can circle that star. It will double the points for that round. So if you get 8 right, you'll get 16 points. You can only use your star once, though, so use it wisely. We don't do any repeats, so please take some notes if you need a little bit more time. And first place tonight is a $30 drink card. Second place is a $20 drink card. Third place's crappy prize tonight is actually pretty fabulous. It is not only a praying frog, but it would be so sad if he had nothing to pray to. So it also comes with a devotional candle of Mr. Rogers that your frog may give all of his love to. So those 2 amazing items can be yours if you do well, but not too well down here tonight. Also, we always have some even crappier prize for best team name. If it makes me giggle, you might just get something even dumber than a Mr. Rogers devotional candle. There's the we only have 4 rules, so please follow them. First of all, no cell phones out during rounds at all, please. Not only is cheating tacky, but frankly, some of these people down here are a nightmare and they will watch you like a hawk. Not mentioning anybody in particular. Nothing specific at all. So I encourage narking if you see people with their phones out. So just keep them away. You'll have a nice break in between rounds. We do have a 6-person team limit. If you have more than 6, that's fine. You can still play, but you can't win our fabulous prizes. Please keep your answers quiet, especially as the drinks start to flow. People's volume levels go off the chain, and people start shouting out an answer. And it's usually Becky with the good hair who hasn't answered a single thing all game, and she finally knows some like dumb question about Twilight books, and she loses her mind. So just keep it quiet. Also, remember, most importantly, it is just trivia. So simmer down. If you have an alternative answer, would like to ask me a question, that's absolutely fine, but we can do that politely, please. You'd be surprised how many times a red-faced, angry, usually old white man comes up shouting at me, starting with, well, actually, let's avoid that. So make sure your team name is at the top. We're going to dive right into our first round. Round number 1, page to screen. Nerdy and or dirty film franchises based on books. Whole set of random questions about film franchises based on books. So without any further ado, let's dive into round number 1, question number 1. Oh, I almost timed it. Here we go. Question number 1. In Lord of the Rings, in what mine does Gandalf the Grey fall to the Balrog? I'll give you about 10 more seconds, so take some notes if you need to. You'll have a little bit of time at the end. 10 seconds. Question number 2 in our page to stage pseudo round here. Number 2, the original Jurassic Park was located on the fictional island Isla Nublar off the coast of what country? I told you it was a little nerdy. Ten seconds. Take some notes if you need to. Question number 3 in our loosely themed page to screen category here. The 2012 novel The Family Corleone is a prequel to what book and movie franchise? Can the 2012 novel name that book or movie franchise? Did I use a easy one for number 3 to lure you into a false sense of security? Yes. Like, oh, this might not be that bad. I'm like, oh, it's bad. Yeah. 10 seconds. Question number 4 in the Hunger Games franchise. The 13 districts and the capital make up what country? What's the name of the country from the Hunger Games?
Why you guys are 14-year-old girl?
10 seconds. Question number 5 in our books to screen round here. Loosely based on a book by William Steig, what lead character in animated movie franchise was originally voiced by Chris Farley, who died during production? Name that movie or name of the book or the movie franchise. Same. 10 seconds. Make a guess or take some notes. Moving on here to question number 6, halfway through. Of the 10 films in the Planet of the Apes universe, based on a book by a dirty Frenchman, who directed the 2001 remake starring Mark Wahlberg? Who is the director of that crappy yet beautiful version with Mark Wahlberg? 10 seconds. Question number 7 in our books slash movies round. Based on Helen Fielding's popular novels, the Bridget Jones franchise is loosely inspired by what Jane Austen work? 10 seconds. Question number 8, just 3 more here. Erudite and Abnegation are 2 of the factions in what popular teen book to film series? 10 seconds. Question number 9. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe follows 4 siblings, Susan, Lucy, Peter, and what other brother from the same mother? 10 seconds. All right, question number 10. This was kind of hard to phrase, so I apologize for the clunkiness here. But in the 50 Shades series, what three words end the first three books and are also the titles of the Told by Christians series? Again, these are three different words. You need all three of them to get the point. Again, it should be the last three words of the first three books and the single titles of the next three books.
Right in front of the mask. You're okay. Next round, you join. You'll like the next round, man. Yeah, you're right.
10 seconds. And that, my friends, is going to do it for our nerdy and dirty books to screen round. Don't forget, you can star this round for double points. I will give you 2 minutes from right now to turn your slips in upside down in front of the frog.
Take this. The winner. Is it?
One minute left. Just 1 minute to get those slips in. Don't forget about that star.
So I'm right there. Oh my God, thank you. How horrible human being. Next round's easier. We're different anyway.
10 seconds, folks. Last call. Get all those slips up, please. 10 seconds. Also, do not forget, we are starting a trivia tournament this summer. It'll work just like regular trivia, but every time you come down, we'll keep your total score and add to it. Team that has the most at the end of the summer will get some, let's be honest, not crappy prizes. So you should think about it if you want to keep your brain working this summertime.
You were so late. Sorry. You're 42 seconds late. I promise didn't help at all. Sure, it's fine. Or you were to ask. Trying to study what you're about. Late. And I'm just getting it's really used fast. So people are like, Edward.
Like Edmund, like Edmund.
Yeah. You're like, were you not a huge nerd? Really? And me, can't take it. So well hungry. Yeah, they really are. They really look intense. When I put it aside, I usually look for one. If I have like a tie, I look for one that's toward the bottom. It's like you're not going to win. So they at least get something right. Ham, sure. What wins? So much easier when I run it in other places because they don't have a way to project. So I can just type things completely filthy and spelled wrong as long as I remember it. But here I always have to like, oh, that's yeah. They should know I'm a dog guy. Fucking it. To throw the city cat.
But he's hiding.
Oh, 50 Shades of
Oh.
Devil Creek. There we go. It's pretty good.
Alrighty, folks, thank you for your patience. We have 25. That's 250 answers to check. And some of you guys are very stupid. Just kidding. Let's check these answers. The Lord of the Rings, that was Moria or Khazad-dûm or Dwarfdell. I think there's like 7 other ones, but anyway. Well, I actually forgot to plug my computer in, even though I did everything but. In both the original book, which mentions it more, but also in the movie, Jurassic Park was located on Isla Nublar off the coast of Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Corleone is all I should have had to say, and you should know the answer, but that is The Godfather. It's based in the Great Depression, I guess, when the Corleones really get their power. Panem. Panem. I took any of your weird ass spellings. Don't worry. Panem is the capital. It's a little different. It was never intended to be multiple movies, but it sure turned into them. Chris Farley died in the production of Shrek. Shrek. Mike Myers took over. He was never supposed to have a Scottish accent, but Mike Myers just threw it out there. The Planet of the Apes movie from 2001 was directed by Tim Burton. Tim Burton. If Helena Bonham Carter is mugging for the camera, it must be a Tim Burton movie. The Bridget Jones franchise. I don't know if it's dirty. It's definitely not nerdy. It's just kind of sad. I don't know. But that's Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice. It had to be one. 2 people named some books, definitely by the Bronte sisters, not by Jane Austen, but that's okay. We'll all survive. Erudite, which if you come down to trivia is probably what you are, an abnegation, the kind of person that would never come into this bar probably. It's from the Divergent series. Divergent, Convergent, Insurgent, I think is the titles. I don't know, really. All right, a lot of you got kind of close on this one, but just because it's such a classic, I had to get the exact name right. Susan, Lucy, Peter, and Edmund. It was fine if you spelled it wrong, but if you put Edward or anything like that that isn't Edmund some kind, then we couldn't take the point. And again, I'll admit this one was written really clunkily, but the last 3 words of the first 3 books, the last word is also the titles of these new ones she wrote. Those words are gray, darker, and freed. So it's 50 Shades of Gray, 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed. One team put dark, and I didn't take it because, damn it, it's trivia, y'all. Where else do I get to be an erudite turd bag? Besides every other moment in my life. All right, let's check your scores, see how you did.
How good. How about the manager? Inside the bullpen.
It was close.
Probably remember where I put it. Thanks very much for helping me look.
And here we are at the top of the list, folks. One team used their star. They got 9 right for 18 points. That's Nippy Windgusts and the cider from the bars, or cider from bars. And we have a 4-way tie for second with 3 goblins in a trench coat, Uncle Brian and the Freestoners, and 50 Shades of Gandalf the Grey. There were some lovely names in there, but I'll tell you, just because it was short, sweet, and poignant, and also was about wieners, the winner of the game is the well-hung jury. Where's the well-hung jury at? Come get your prize. I told you it was even crappier than a praying frog. Come on up. You are now officially the world's greatest grandma. It was given to Grandma Hendrickson from Michael in 1970. Yeah, he did not put any love in that. Trash. Fuck you, Michael. But Grandma Hendrickson is almost guaranteedly dead now, so you could be the world's greatest grandma now. All right, that was our first round down and done. Let's move on to round number 2. Again, make sure your team names are at the top. Don't forget those stars. And round number 2 is going to be a good old random round. 10 random questions for you. A little more classic, common knowledge stuff. So here we are. Question number 1. The Zambezi River tumbles over what major waterfall? The Zambezi River tumbles over what waterfall?
Now, you just can't be playing back there and checking your team. Well, you probably should because they only got 3 grade lists. That's where
10 seconds.
Oh, ouch. You're a few that's too sad.
Question number 2 in our random round. What titular character joined Buffalo Bob Smith in a popular show from 1947 to 1960? Go, Gray Bushes, go! Ten seconds. Question number 3 in our random round. Often focusing on politics, Gary Trudeau created what popular comic strip in 1970? Here's a hint. It's still in Sunday comics to this day. Name that comic strip. And seconds. Question number 4 in our random round. In what constellation would you find the North Star Polaris? Couple possible answers there, but same constellation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so nice of you.
Ten seconds. Question number 5 in our random round. In 1892, who was acquitted of murdering her parents with 81 blows with an axe? Name that little sweetheart. Ten seconds. Question number 6 in our completely random round. According to the nursery rhyme, who ran away when, quote, the boys came out to play? Ten seconds. Question number 7. Roald Amundsen is famous for being the first person to reach what? It's not the top shelf. That's what I do best. It's one of my only special skills. It's just I'm tall. Don't stress out about it. 10 seconds. Question number 8. Out of duress, I do one sports ball question every night. Here it is. An illegal move by a baseball pitcher that may deceive a base runner is called what? Not a dick move. What's the official term? Ten seconds. Question number 9 in our random round. What pediatrician who shaped American parenting for generations famously said of children, feed them, love them, and leave them alone? Name that famous pediatrician. Last name is fine. Ten seconds. And finally, next question number 10, our last question in our random round. The tiny nation of Andorra is nestled between what two countries? Name those two countries. 10 seconds.
Voice.
And that right there, round number 2 is already done. Take a moment to look over your answers. I'll give you 2 minutes from right now to get all your slips turned in. Face down in front of the frog, please.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Don't forget those stars if you feel like you did well. Only 2 more chances. Got about 40 seconds left, so we need all slips turned in. That means you, guy that was late last time.
Better, not great.
10 seconds. Last call, folks. Last call.
When the cry, guess the girls made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Corky ran away. So when the girls, sometimes it's the girls, the most modern versions, which started like 1891 had the boys, it's supposed to be running themselves. But the original one doesn't mention Corky. You go back to the actual movie, it's like, yeah. You betcha.
Don't you do?
I'm a third tier local celebrity. I do everything. I've got running their book club thing on Saturday. I'm doing a auctioneering for the symphony next Friday. Somebody just called me. Yeah. Well, just visual hustle slash social. Give me a microphone. I'll fill time. I promise. Good to see you guys. When the boys or girls came out to play, who ran away? Georgia Porgy ran away.
Come here.
You can download this album if you want it. If I said when the girls came out to play from the 1800s, that makes you happier. Oh, ooh, we had our first goose egg. I don't like seeing those. I swear I'm not making fun, but somebody thought Andorra was directly between Egypt and China. Well, I want to just sit them down and be like, I'll give you $1 million to draw a map of the world with just 10 countries. 10. $100,000 for everyone you get right. Hey, Mike, when's the kitchen closing tonight? Do you know? Okay. Just, yeah, let me know if you get a heads up because this says 8:30 and I just want to make sure we're cool. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be 9. So you don't need to do an 8:30 thing yet.
Okay, yeah, just let me know because like last night we did it like
he bought it at 8, but he told me at like 7:55, and I was like, oh man, like oh hey Mike, I threw this up. I added this to trivia, or I added this to bingo. I threw it up tonight. Do you care? All righty, crew. Again, thank you for your patience. 250 questions here. Let's dive into those answers and just let you know if you're feeling a little peckish or you're properly hungry, the kitchen's going to be closing in about 30 minutes. So get those orders in as soon as you can. But let's dive into round number 2 answers. Question number 1 eventually here. Sorry, computer's running a little slow. The Zambezi River flows over Victoria Falls. The amount of you that said Niagara, I think it's kind of funny. Do you think the Canadians would name a river Zambezi? It's not even after a queen or nothing. Buffalo Bob Smith was in a show with a titular character named Howdy Doody. It's Howdy Doody time. It's Howdy Doody time. Gary Trudeau wrote the most boring comic if you were a kid in your whole life. I don't know if it was entertaining for adults. It must have been. It was called Doonesbury. Doonesbury. All right, I want us all to take a moment here. We're going to have a little learning lesson with Uncle Reed. The North Star Polaris is not in Orion's Belt, and Orion's Belt is not the same thing as the Big Dipper, for those of you that put a slash. It's in the Little Dipper, or Ursa Minor. If you look at the Big Dipper, the last two stars at the end of the Big Dipper, if you go up as if it's pouring in, point directly to the North Star, which is in the tail of the Little Dipper. If you can't find the Little Dipper, they pour into each other. For the love of God. Sorry, he's also a space education host for years here. That lovely gal who's got off by her mom and her dad and stepmom, that is Lizzie Borden. And frankly, I kind of wonder, history was like she clearly did it, but she got acquitted. I wonder if she actually did. It's kind of like blaming Monica Lewinsky at this point. It's kind of like, oh, we kind of thought about that a little bit. All right, this one threw a lot of you, but some of you got it. The line could have been when the girls come out to play as well, which is more popular up until the late 1800s. That's Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy, puddin' pie. Kiss the girls that made them cry. Hashtag me too. Hashtag canceled. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy got his ass the fuck out of there because he was going to get his ass beat for violating those young girls' private space. That's assault, Georgie. Roald Amundsen, most of you guys had the right kind of guess, but Roald famously went to the South Pole. The South Pole. He did also go on searches for the Northwest Passage, though, so you weren't too terribly off. Weirdly, not a lot of hitty-mitty baseball sports people here. But if the pitcher does like a fake out, it's called a bop. It's only sports ball one you're getting tonight, so enjoy. Probably got a number 9. This could be good for some of you helicopter parents, or if you become one, please God, just feed them, love them, and leave them alone. That was Dr. Spock, not the Vulcan, the trained pediatrician. He didn't get everything right, but in general, we're pretty proud of what he pulled out. And last but not least, I don't mean to make fun of anybody, but somebody thought Andorra was directly between Egypt and China. But it's actually, and don't feel bad if they laughed at you. It's okay. Just look at a map sometime. You'll love it. But it's between France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains. And again, I want to be clear, if I bring up some dumb answer, it's not to make fun of you. It's just because, we all make dumb mistakes. We can enjoy the schadenfreude of it all, but we're generally a pretty supportive group down here. But also, for the love of God, buy a globe. All right, let's check your score, see how you're doing. CSPH, which is your staff here, is currently in last place because you kept them too busy last time to even get anything. So I blame you. So you should tip them because otherwise they're just going to cry. They're going to cry into their little Cranky Sam t-shirts. We also had our first goose egg of the night. That's okay, Chat GPT. You were number 2 in dumbest name. You almost got to be the world's best grandma. Thank God Grandma Hendrickson kicked off so you can take her place. Also, we had some pretty high scores this round, but only one team starred. You only get 2 more chances, you guys. You never know what I'm going to throw at you. Make hay when the sun shines, as Grandma Hendrickson used to say. And here we are at the top of the list. In first place with 23 points is the Three Buccaneers, who used that star with 9 correct. Nippy Wind Gusts and the Cider from Bars is in second place with 22. And we have a hot three-way anonymous tie for third place. My favorite kind of three-way. T for two, missing E and a well-hung jury, all with 16 points. But T for you guys, look, you guys at 9, 8, and 9. You guys could all be in first place right now. It's not as bad as thinking China touched Egypt, but still, I think it was a poor choice. All right, folks, our next round is a photo round. So make sure you can see one of the TVs. You won't need a ton of detail, but as long as you can see them in general, we're the U.S. memorials. I'm going to show you a picture of a memorial. I'm going to tell you what state it's in, and you have to tell me the person or event that's being honored by the memorial. Pretty straightforward. The only hint you will get, though, is the picture and the state. So, yeah. Actually, that's really all I have to say to you right now. You guys are erudite enough to figure it out from here. So gear up. Make sure your team name is at the top. Again, all we're looking for is the name of the person or event or group or whatever that is being honored in these memorials. Question number 1, name the people or events from New York State. Ten seconds. These will be a little shorter, so stay on it. Let's move on to question number 2. Name what this memorial is for in Hawaii. I should say if you know a few more specifics, I will also take those. Being fairly kind on these, don't worry. Ten seconds. Moving on to number 3, name the event, group, or person this memorial is for in the state of Illinois.
ChatGPT, I'm texting the answer. Boom!
10 seconds. Again, name the event, group, or person this is dedicated to. How about number 4 in Washington, D.C.? And seconds. What's number 5? What's this national memorial to in right here in Montucky? Ten seconds. How about number 6? Name the event, group, or person that's being honored in this memorial. Oh, I forgot to mention this because Memorial Day was this week, right? In case you missed that whole point. Ten seconds. Moving on to number 7 in California. This memorial is to what, whom, or who? That's not grammatically correct, but you should be paying attention to the picture. Whom or whom? Whom's? I clearly need another lady. I'm sorry. Clearly too sober to handle it. Yeah, please. 10 seconds. Thank you. Take it over to Indiana. Name what this memorial is, who or what or how or why there's a memorial in Indiana. Like you say, 840. 10 seconds. Moving on to number 9 in North Carolina. Name who this memorial might be to. And seconds. And finally, let's finish off our belated celebration of Memorial Day by asking you what this memorial is dedicated to. Again, right here in Montana. Who or what is this dedicated to? Ten seconds. And just like that, we are done with round 3. Only one more round left. So consider using your star or save it for the last one. You got 2 minutes from right now to get your slips turned in upside down in front of the frog and Mr. Rogers. 1 minute left. Get all those slips in, please. 1 minute.
Okay.
30 seconds. Let's get all those slips, please. And this is absolute last call. Let's get all those slips up, please. Just a reminder, folks, we're down here every Wednesday night. I don't know, until one of us dies, either the bar or me. So come on down and see us. Had about 10 minutes to get your food order in if you'd like some delicious grub.
Oh, you were so late. You go blanks. 10 off.
They're blanks.
Are you ready to go? Oh my gosh, Sean, just tell it to me instead. I'm right here. I mean, I have to keep focusing on this mess, but
Make sure you don't make it very inappropriate joke. We wrote 9/11 Lars all the same. His brother died in 9/11. I mean, put it there. And just don't make a joke out of it because
it's not
it's not funny.
easily enough. I make dumb. I'm gonna make fun of. I'm gonna make fun of MLK being a pandering ass, but I'm not gonna pull that out. No, fair enough. Yeah, no, you're good. Thank you, though. Also, I need that shit sometimes, so thank you. Equal two is a So he's praying to no, no. Respectful and holy. Listen, you have your religion, I have mine, and mine definitely involves somebody being a saint. If he's not a saint, who is? My way. All right, you filthy bitch. No, you knock it off. No, frogs don't even have penises; they spawn. Yeah. Can I do the plate? What are the options for meat? There's like the pork, and then
pork, short rib, chicken. Yeah.
what do you like? Try to. I'm guessing you tried them all.
I like the pulled pork, little fat on chickens, short rib. I don't like
You know, I don't think I've ever done the short rib, so let's go nuts. Thank you, darling.
you want it to go.
Serious.
Just
Never eat that shit until like 3 a.m.
so the pork plate.
Pork plate
short rib.
with short ribs, and tell them it's for me, so don't fuck me around. That's how I got like 4 pieces of macaroni in the bottom, and I was like, bitches! It's one of my favorite things. Otherwise, I would have just gotten a goddamn veggie stir fry, which frankly is, I think, one of the best things on the menu.
We're eating around the
Why no?
I don't serve it.
I don't care. It's the best part about it. I'm not going to order this rice. Plus, you guys can't even keep rice stock. So, not last week. Does last week not count as recently? Shit. All right. Thank you, dude. Wait, you listen. You don't touch it till you win third. You leave Brittany alone. Leave her alone.
If it's short, it's just tadpoles.
That's what I call mine. Or a thumb in a bird's nest. Or a thumb in a bird's nest.
Alrighty, crew, let's check those answers to round number 3. I was nice on some of them and then a complete dick on others. So you'll have to deal with that fact. It might not be consistent, but at least it's fair. That New York City, there was a little event that happened there a while ago. That is the 9/11 Victims Museum, or excuse me, Memorial. In Hawaii, I've never personally been because I go to real tropics, but that is officially the Pearl Harbor, but also for the USS Arizona specifically. There in Illinois, a lot of people guessed Malcolm X. Malcolm X was never really a Chicago guy. You know who was, though, was MLK. People made fun of it because he's supposedly hugging his wife, but he was one of the best-known philanderers of the 60s. Sorry, everybody's human. I'm not knocking anybody down. This one, a lot of people guess Vietnam, but the Vietnam Memorial DC is those black walls with names. This is the Korean War. The Korean War is set up as almost like a moment in time. I really like on this one, I can tell if you're from Montana or from out of state. Because the people from out of state were like, oh, poor Custer, he died. Oh, gosh. That's the Battle of Little Bighorn, where, yes, Custer got his ass handed to him. Son of a fuck. Eat that white privilege. You're fighting us on our land? Yeah, let's do this shit. This is in Virginia, you guys. This is the one I was the nicest on. A lot of you, and I did take it. This is actually the Marine Corps like memorial period for all Marine members, both serving and past. But it is a moment from a photo from Iwo Jima. So I gave you Iwo Jima, but just future reference, this actually is for all United States Marine Corps service persons. And so, after being so nice, then I had to be a complete dick on this next. A lot of you knew that that's Coit's Tower in San Francisco. That doesn't say anything about it. Coit was the designer. That was actually the firefighters of 5 major fires. It's supposed to look like a fire hose spigot. That's why it sticks up there. But frankly, with the trees around it, it looks like a dick and balls, especially if you're there for pride and you're feeling a little randy. But that's for firefighters of multiple fires in San Francisco. If you say Indiana, show a shitty house, it's probably pretty straightforward that that is Lincoln's house. Number 9, they had a lot of interesting guesses, but here's the thing. Nothing ever happened in North Carolina. Fuck that place. The only thing that happened there was the Wright brothers. So it is out at Kitty Hawk. You see the wing shape up in the pillar. Structural versus flight. It's actually a beautifully designed piece. It just stuck in the middle of BFE in North Carolina, where dreams go to die. And finally, this is just for me. This is here in Missoula in Rose Park. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous statue. But it is very specifically for veterans of a certain war, and that war is the Vietnam War. Have you ever been there in like a weird dark night? It's lightly lit, it's raining, it looks like both of them are crying. It's a gorgeous moment, especially if you're on mushrooms. But even without, I swear it's worth it. All right, let's check your scores after 3 rounds. We have one more round. A lot more people use their star, whether wisely or not. So let's see where you end up after our first 3 rounds. Oh, I might have missed T for 2. Sorry. I remember seeing you. I'll get that fixed next time. Clearly, there's another little F up around there. So we'll figure this out. Sorry for the delay there, folks. And so, with a couple mistakes, here we are creeping toward the top. We got missing E&E is currently in first place with 34 out of 40 possible points. 50 Shades of Gandalf the Grey has 31. And in third place is the 3 Buccaneers. It's all going to come down now to our final. It's the final trivia round. All right, so please pay attention to this. I tried to make it as direct and easy as possible. I'll give you an example here first. I'm going to ask you to name the century between the thousands and the 1900s. Now, here's the deal. So what's going to happen? Listen up, please, so you're not confused. What's going to happen is I will give you 3 events that happened in that decade. So this would be my easy version. This decade is still in the running. So the Emancipation Proclamation, Darwin's origin of species, the world's first skyscraper between the 1000s and the 1900s. Hopefully, you all know, at least with Emancipation Proclamation, that's the 1800s. But here's the deal. I'm going to ask you to use the years. I'll tell you that like 19th century to be the 1800s confuses a lot of people. So I want to make it very clear for you. So you're going to say 1800s, not 19th century. And each of those 10 centuries, that millennia, will only be used once. And let me be clear again, the 1800s are still in the running. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're headed into. That's about all the prep I can do. I'd love to say you can figure it out from here, but I've seen some of your answers. But let's dive in and see how we go. Again, I just need you to name like 1900s, 1200s, 1400s, whatever it is. Here we go. Question number 1. Question number 1. What century saw Mozart's first symphony? The smallpox vaccine was discovered, and the Industrial Revolution started in England. Ten seconds. Move on to number 2. Name the century, just by like the 1500s or 1600s, whatever it is. Newton's theory of universal gravitation was assigned. The Taj Mahal was completed, and the first modern novel was written, Don Quixote. Name the century, or name the 100 years thing.
Can I just make it more complicated by doing the 100-year thing? I think so, because I get it. Oh, constantly. Yeah.
Ten seconds. Move on to question number 3. Name the century between the 1000s and the 1900s. Genghis Khan begins his conquests. Marco Polo begins travels to Asia, and the Magna Carta is signed. And excuse me, not the Magna Carta is signed. Ten seconds. Again, just a reminder, going from the 1000s to the 1900s. Question number 4. Picasso introduces Cubism. The Leakeys uncover hominid fossils. And Fleming discovers penicillin. What century or what 100-year span does that cover? 10 seconds. Question number 5. In what 100-year span did work begin on Notre Dame? Angkor Wat, the major temple structure in Cambodia, is built, and Richard the Lionheart dies. Those all happened in what 100-year span? Ten seconds. Question number 6, halfway through our final round here. Question number 6. In what 100-year span was the Tower of London constructed? Saw the first Crusades and saw Leif Erikson discover North America. Name that 100-year span between the year 1000 and the year 1999. Ten seconds again. Just a reminder, give me that just like 1700s, please, not the century. Here we are at question number 7. What in what 100-year span was the first use of an anesthetic ever that was ether? Japan ends a 675-year run of the Shogun rule and Queen Victoria's Jubilee. What century are we talking about? Remember, each set of 100 years is only used once. And seconds. Move on to question number 8. Just 3 more here in our Pick the Century round. 25 million Europeans die of the Black Death. The Ming Dynasty begins, and Chaucer writes Canterbury Tales. Name the 100th year. And seconds. Just 2 more questions here, folks, for our night of trivia. Question number 9. Name the century by its 100 years that Magellan circumnavigated the globe, the Aztec Empire reached its peak, and Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. Name that 100-year chunk.
I would take one more, please. Yeah.
Brother. Well, again, right cousin.
Thank you. Chris, I know you're. Oh, I won't need you yet, but I know you're really busy. Do you not? Is this not your weekend?
10 seconds.
Thank you.
And finally, number 10. In what 100-year span did Gutenberg print his Bible? Did Joan of Arc lead French troops? And did the Ottoman Empire begin with the takeover of Constantinople? Again, the takeover of Constantinople, if that's going to help you, which you probably won't. Name the century.
Did you just crush that? Did you just crush that?
We think so.
You walked up with some confidence, right? You want it? So it takes me twice as long when I get like my follow title. But here's your little like ball there.
Yep.
And if you just go ahead, just like like a cross, whatever one's done.
10 seconds.
I'll do that.
Great nailed it.
And my friends, that's going to do it for us for trivia. I will not automatically star you. So if you didn't use a star, do a real big circle on it right now. We'll get these scored up as soon as possible. Find out who the big winners are tonight.
Thank you.
Great job.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And let's let me just move these over here. Just start and I'll just add up the scoring and it's pretty excited. Right? Somebody actually gets it.
You guys have 2 minutes starting now. Remember, we only use each one once. But also, you can gamble being like, I have no idea. If you put down the 14th century for all of them, you at least get one right. Just putting it out there.
Just scratch them off if they're wrong. Because it just, especially with these, it just the numbers start flowing through your brain and like it just gets so sloppy. Which I constantly tell myself not to do these anymore because they're a problem. But then I'm like, but they're fun.
Y'all have 1 minute left. Get all those slips up. Remember, we need the hundreds years. And remember that star if you haven't used it yet.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. 15, 18, 20. Oh, if you can do one more favor, actually, if they start it, just circle it. Oh, I can figure it out from here on out, but just as we go forward, because then I'll know to double when I get the scores down.
30 seconds. Get all those slips in, please, folks. We'll find out who the big winner is tonight.
Take a picture of our answers.
Who's going to be napping with Mr. Rogers tonight?
I love that you see why you just like it just takes more time because usually I could flow through and be like, nope, yes,
And this is circle.
it looks very circled. You did a great job.
Very crossed
You
out.
didn't even do a square. It looks like a circle. I'm proud of you.
Good.
Look at this guy. Yeah, I fucking hate you guys. Just trying to cause trauma, you know. Man.
All right, last call for slips, folks. Again, don't forget, if you're going to be around this summer, get together a team. Come on down. We're doing a summer trivia tournament all summer long. Should be a kick in the pants. We hope you can join us. But if you just want to drop in for a random night of trivia too, all's fair in love and trivia.
Sometimes words start coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh, I have to finish that statement. Damn it. It's funny to see people that clearly just use like process of elimination versus people that like kind of knew what the hell was going on versus like I prefer to see when people repeat things a lot. I'm like, you were actually doing it probably smart. Well, 19s. But oh, we got a history buff here. I would say it's a circle. And if not, I always mark when it's circled so they won't get it twice. Oh god. They did a whole process with it. That's a 10 though. Good work. Nice, that's fun. 15, 16, 12, 19. That's it. Yeah, they're like literally, it's still starting. Yeah, when you start messing around with the sheets, you're like, oh god, this is a mess. People's handwriting gets sloppier and sloppier throughout the night. Like, no, I know you always do this. I love you, Chris, but that's not. You're not empering. I got to try to fix this last spread. What happened? Dude, it's so like, yeah. I think the folks that know. I tried to throw in one thing, but if you know anything about history, that should be your like link to it. You know, like I think we got a ball. This is my answer at theirs. I got to figure out what happened with scoring last round, but thank you. That's kind of shit I love. Thank you, darling.
All righty, folks, just triple checking a couple scores. We'll be right with you here with your final answers. Give me 2 seconds. All righty, crew. Let's get some answers to our final round. See how you all did. I know these kind of rounds can be confusing. We had a lot of 10s. Well, we had a fair few 10s and 9s, though, which I love to see. If not, we got a lot. We got a couple zeros too. Let's be honest. But Mozart's smallpox, and that was 1700s. 1700s. This is also the era of Shakespeare and everything else. And actually, before we go on, we'll just say that this is the 1600s. I need an Uncle Reed moment. Listen, Uncle Reed has had 3 beers now. He needs to chat with you guys for a second. Listen, we're all super modern. We live these crazy lives. So let's be honest, there's been so many things going on. I don't know, for the last millions of years, let alone the last 1,000. And I think it's kind of cool to be like, wait, fuck, that happened 900 years ago? Like, that's cool. So that's what these rounds are supposed to be. Also, I just hate you, especially you. Genghis Khan started causing trouble. Marco Polo and the Magna Carta, the basis of our Constitution, was signed. That all happened back in the 1200s. Ciao. I know. Ciao. I hope Picasso and penicillin would get you guys there. I'm personally a Leaky's fan, but that was the closest we can get to our modern era in the 1900s. Picasso's fairly modern, just in the whole flow of it. Work began on Notre Dame, and Richard the Lionheart died. We're talking back in like Robin Hood era. That's the 1100s. We still talk about that shit almost 1,000 years later and make bad Kevin Costner movies about it. It's a whole thing. All right, the Tower of London, which still stands, was constructed the first time Christians were like, let's go kill a bunch of brown people. That was in the 1000s, the thousands, if you will. The Tower of London is over 1,000 years old. If you ever get a chance to look at it, you'll be like, yeah, it looks pretty basic and shitty. But it is even older than Grandma Hendrickson, the best grandma in the world. You imagine anesthetics and Queen Victoria's Jubilee. Most of the time during surgery, you got a stick and a strap. So that was the 1800s when they realized, wow, if we fuck people up on ether, they won't scream and twitch as much. It's pretty exciting. Black Plague swept through, again, 25 million. That's kind of a big deal. The Ming Dynasty. And we still have to read Canterbury Tales. That was the 1300s, y'all. 1300s, y'all. You heard me, y'all. I'm never going to be a sassy Southern lady, and it's all I really want to be in the world. Just be like, oh, bless her heart. But I'm such a cunt about it. Just be like, oh, she's so sweet, isn't she? All right, Magellan circumnavigates the globe. The Aztec Empire reaches peak, and Michelangelo got work. And the Aztec Empire was my biggest hint in there because during this century, they definitely went straight down. They were at their peak in the 1500s, right after Columbus BS, when they were genocided by fancy Spanish people. And finally, last but not least, that Gutenberg Bible, Joan of Arc, and the Ottoman Empire took over Constantinople, fucking the Romans hard, right in their Rome hole. That was the 1400s. So thank you for your patience on that. I know it's kind of hard to like play through, but I think it's really cool. You guys, we're not just here for trivia, we're here to learn and be better people. I should be limited to 2.5 beers, obviously, but we're doing fine. All right, let's check those final scores, see how your team did. And I'll just throw out there, if you had a good time tonight, I would not mind a couple bucks in the tip jar. I got to get my dog to have a little surgery. No guilt here, but I'm just saying, if you had a good time, you have a couple bucks, give it to me because I'm real handsome and so smart and so humble. Just handsome, smart, talented, and humble. The best person ever. I want to welcome the noobs. The noobs in the house. Thanks for coming down. I promise once you come and find your flow, that's maybe. You do a much better job.
I feel like we got on the wrong start at Society.
Oh no, you're okay. No, we're
gonna
okay.
give you
We're good. No, this is as weird as
You're doing so good.
it's weirdly highly stressful up here. You have to deal with every
see you do it.
pedantic turd
I
bag
see you do it on
in the world, and so I always feel bad if I responded really awkwardly to something. Because I'm like,
I'm
actually
loud as shit.
I'm usually a real sweet nice guy.
No worries. I'm loud as
But also like managing the ball, I'm managing all these answers,
We probably have like the same, like,
trying to make things like
right?
Yeah.
I'm loud. Thank you.
No, you were
What's
just
your name?
trying to be cool. I'm Reed.
Every
Reed.
Dave. Thank you.
Dave, yeah. And you work out of Western, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes. You were fine. I just had to call you out.
Thank you.
But here's the joy. If you call you out, then other people also are like, I should call
Yeah.
And here we are, folks, at the top of the list. In first place tonight, no tiebreaker needed, was missing E&E. 44 out of 50 points. That's a high B. Welcome to High B World. Speaking of not so high Bs, 3 Goblins in a Trench Coat came in second place with 43 out of 50. Good job, y'all. And 50 Shades of Gandalf the Grey. Is that you guys? We'll be taking home not only a prayer frog, but something for it to pray to. Use some Goo Gone on the back of it if you want to use it, because it'll get filthy. It's like 5 different secondhand stickers on the back.
Where you live? Oh, shut up. Of course you know. I know. Sometimes I put stuff together and I'm like, this is just right in their real.
Second.
There you go. Congratulations, man.
Again, for everybody, thank you so much for coming down. We're down here every Wednesday. We are going to start our summer tournament next week. If you want to come down, get your scores on the list. Otherwise, you can just drop by anytime during the summer. No big deal. And you really should come down to bingo sometime. We're giving out I don't know. God, last night was I think 300 was the lowest one we gave out. So come down and check us out. Oh, don't look at this. I'll use it again, maybe. Actually, no. On your way out, we can just look at this random question. I'll show the answer really quick to ruin it for you. Oh, wait for it. It flashes back. And then it goes back. And then it goes back to the answer. But the tiebreaker question for tonight, we always do a random number. We don't expect everybody to know perfectly. And it was, how many U.S. military service members died in the Korean War?
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Good night, guys.
Take a reading.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And then, like, it's very, is that a whole dollar? Stop it. Stop it. I'm supposed to max reading. Perfect. I hope it's Molly. I'm having a rough night.
Folks, don't forget to close your tab, and we are not kicking you out right now. If you want to take a moment, have some shots, or chill with the friends, we'll be open here for as long as you're here. But again, thanks so much for coming down to Cranky Sam.
Oh, hey, Mike, you have 1 second? Yes, please. It doesn't matter. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but a lot of these were printed without like the star on the top, which just adds to like crazy confusion.
Yeah.
So I pulled these ones out, and I think the rest were fine. So it's just like it's really taking that one extra step when cutting because if this shit shows up, people are like, I didn't get a star.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm up.
Looks like it was.
No, because some of them are custom.
Right. Oh, see that?
Oh, no. Well, that's printed.
So it's a base printer.
Yeah. So I would say whip the staff anyway, but whip them with understanding. Oh, and I know that, and I appreciate you being here, Tim. And I think it's living for these kind of moments that work the best. Because everything else I can just look and be like, not pants right now, not pants right now, not pants. But when it's all mixed together, I'm like, oh, I don't remember if number 4 is 13 cents. Or like, it just takes an except all right. Welcome back, guys. It's all right. Not really there, but tell me the reference. Could be down like a casing or a bird or whatever. So if you try to warn that stuff, have less things, you know, someone makes it out. It's not something. And like, they're just gonna come in and it's something. It's actually a full page. Jeez, he is singer, not fur. He doesn't lose his hair. He is. Somebody was like, "Is that a Commodore or a sheepdog?" And I'm like, "It's a gold." It's kind of come serious and seat. It's nothing big. It's gonna be like a. It's gonna get. It finally got better. And I've never got trouble. So it's gonna be like. It's everything you know. So have like about out.